At 70, I walk a path illuminated by wisdom I wish I had embraced decades ago. Life, much like the teachings of the Buddha, unfolds in impermanence, inviting us to find peace amidst the inevitable changes. In my youth, I ran after the fleeting, achievements, possessions, relationships that served my ego more than my soul. Now, as I sit beneath the metaphorical Bodhi tree of age, I see things differently. The milestones of life have shifted, and the joy I seek lies in simplicity, mindfulness, and the embrace of the present moment. Let me share with you 5 lessons inspired by the Dharma that have shaped my journey and may resonate with yours. 1. The preciousness of time. The Buddha's wisdom reminds us, life is as fleeting as a drop of dew on a blade of grass. This truth, so easy to overlook in youth, becomes undeniable with age. At 70, I find myself reflecting on how swiftly time has passed, like sand slipping through open fingers. The days no longer feel infinite as they once did, but this realization has brought a profound shift in how I live. Time, once spent carelessly on distractions and trivialities, now feels sacred. The stillness of the early morning carries a kind of magic when the world is quiet and the sky begins to blush with the first light of dawn. In those moments, holding a warm cup of tea, I feel deeply present, grateful simply to exist. The laughter of my grandchildren, the gentle caress of the sun on my skin, the rustling leaves in the wind, all of these are treasures when experienced with mindfulness. When we are young, time seems endless and we fill it without thought. But the truth is, busyness often steals joy. Rushing from one thing to the next, we can miss the beauty of life unfolding right in front of us. At this stage in life, I've realized that the quality of my time matters far more than how much I can pack into it. Thich Nhat Hanh's words, smile, breathe, and go slowly, have become a mantra for me. Slowing down is not giving up. It is an act of reverence. Each breath is an opportunity to connect with the moment, to cherish it fully. In this slowing down, I have rediscovered a kind of freedom. The freedom to say no to things that drain my energy, the freedom to focus on what nourishes my soul, and the freedom to simply be. In Buddhism, mindfulness is likened to a lantern, illuminating each step we take. When I move through life with this lantern, I see time not as something to conquer or spend, but as something to honor. Time is no longer a race but a companion, gentle and fleeting, urging me to live intentionally. This perspective has reshaped how I approach each day. I no longer measure my worth by productivity or accomplishments. Instead, I ask myself, did I truly live today? Did I take a moment to breathe deeply, to smile, to listen fully to someone I care about? The lesson of time's preciousness is not one of regret, but of awakening. Whether we are 20, 50, or 70, we can choose to slow down, to stop chasing and start appreciating. After all, the fleeting nature of time is not something to fear. It is a reminder to live fully, to savor every moment, and to see life as the extraordinary gift it truly is. As the Buddha taught, the trouble is, you think you have time. But the truth is, time is now. It is this breath, this sunrise, this shared laugh. And when we hold these moments with tenderness, life becomes not a race to the finish, but a beautiful unfolding of the present. 2. Relationships are a mirror. In the teachings of Buddhism, relationships are not just connections between people, they are reflections of our inner selves. Each person we meet, each bond we form, mirrors something about who we are, where we are on our path, and what we carry in our hearts. This realization has been a profound one for me. The way others treat me often reveals more about me than it does about them. I've learned that not all relationships are meant to last. Some, like delicate lotus flowers, bloom brightly for a short time and then fade away. These connections may come with deep lessons, but they are not forever. The key, as the Buddha teaches, is to recognize impermanence in all things, including our relationships. There's no need to hold on to what is fleeting or no longer serves us. When we let go of these transient connections, we make room for those relationships that are more enduring and meaningful. True friendships, I've found, are like the Sangha, the community of monks and practitioners that support each other on the path. A true friend uplifts us, helping us grow, just as we are meant to help others grow. These friendships are grounded in mutual respect, compassion, and understanding. They are not about taking, but about giving and receiving freely without expectation or condition. With such friends, you walk together in harmony, sharing both joy and sorrow, supporting one another through the trials of life. As I've aged, I've learned to stop chasing after those connections that drain my energy. There was a time when I tried to please everyone, to be the friend everyone expected me to be, even if it meant sacrificing my own peace. But I've come to realize that relationships built on imbalance, where kindness is not reciprocated or where there's constant emotional depletion, are not worth holding on to. These relationships are like heavy stones in your backpack, slowing you down, preventing you from moving freely along your path. Letting go of toxic relationships, as difficult as it may be, has been one of the most liberating experiences of my life. It's not about closing myself off to others or becoming cold. Rather, it's about creating space for the people and relationships that nurture my soul. I've learned to cherish those bonds that align with my values, those relationships that bring joy, peace, and understanding. By walking away from relationships that no longer serve me, I've allowed myself to walk with greater clarity and peace. Just as the Buddha taught us that suffering arises from attachment, I've learned that peace arises from releasing attachments that no longer benefit me. When we stop clinging to people who bring negativity or drain us, we open ourselves to deeper, more meaningful connections. In the end, relationships are a reflection of our inner world. By cultivating love, respect, and compassion for ourselves, we naturally attract those who share those same values. Letting go of unhealthy relationships allows us to walk forward with greater wisdom, knowing that we are worthy of connections that uplift, inspire, and support our spiritual growth. As you reflect on your own relationships, ask yourself, which ones nourish my spirit? Which ones leave me feeling drained, unappreciated, or confused? By understanding that relationships are mirrors, we begin to see the value of surrounding ourselves with those who reflect the best of who we are and help us become even better. 3. Embracing impermanence. Impermanence is one of the core teachings of Buddhism, and while it can be a difficult truth to accept, it is also one of the most liberating. Everything in life is in a state of constant change. From the blooming of a flower to the passing of the seasons, nothing remains static. When we embrace this truth, we learn to let go of the illusions of permanence and control that often cause us so much suffering. Aging is perhaps the clearest example of impermanence. As the years go by, we inevitably let go of many things: our youthful energy, our physical appearance, and sometimes even the dreams we once held dear. Yet this process of letting go is not about loss. It is about transformation. Each stage of life offers something unique. When we stop resisting these changes, we begin to see the beauty in what remains and the wisdom we've gained along the way. Take wrinkles and gray hair, for example. In a culture that glorifies youth, they are often seen as signs of decline. But when viewed through the lens of impermanence, they become symbols of resilience and growth. Each wrinkle is a story of laughter, sorrow, and perseverance. Each gray strand is a reminder of challenges faced and lessons learned. These marks of time are not flaws to be hidden, but badges of a life well lived. The Buddha teaches us that clinging leads to suffering. When we cling to the past, to who we used to be or to what we used to have, we create unnecessary pain for ourselves. Comparison, whether with our younger selves or with others, only deepens this suffering. Instead, we can choose to release these attachments and meet life as it is, right here, right now. This does not mean forgetting or disregarding the past. Rather, it means acknowledging it with gratitude and then letting it rest. We are no longer who we were yesterday, and tomorrow we will be someone new again. When we accept this truth, we find a profound sense of peace. In embracing impermanence, we also discover freedom. Freedom from the need to chase after what no longer serves us. Freedom to appreciate the fleeting beauty of a sunrise, the warmth of a loved one's smile, or the quiet joy of a moment spent in solitude. Impermanence teaches us to cherish these moments, not because they last forever, but precisely because they don't. The journey of aging becomes less about holding on and more about letting go. It is about finding value in simplicity, appreciating the now, and understanding that everything we experience, the joys, the sorrows, and everything in between, is part of the ever-changing, ever-unfolding flow of life. So, as we walk this path, let us not fear impermanence but embrace it. For in accepting life's constant changes, we uncover a deeper, truer beauty. The beauty of being fully present and at peace with all that is. 4. Solitude as a gateway to enlightenment. In my younger years, solitude often felt like loneliness, a heavy emptiness, a yearning for company or distraction. It was a void I tried to fill with people, noise, and busyness. But as the years passed, my perspective shifted. Now, solitude feels like a gift, a sacred space where I reconnect with myself and the world in ways I never imagined. The Buddha found enlightenment in solitude, sitting under the Bodhi tree in deep meditation, free from the distractions of the world. His journey inspires me to see solitude not as isolation, but as an opportunity for profound clarity and growth. Time spent alone is not empty. It is brimming with potential for discovery, peace, and connection to the present moment. When I embrace solitude, I reflect on life's beauty and lessons. I meditate, letting my breath guide me back to the simplicity of now. I listen to the world around me, the rustle of leaves carried by the wind, the rhythmic chirping of birds, or the gentle trickle of water. These sounds, so often drowned out by the noise of life, become a symphony of mindfulness in solitude. Morning walks have become a cherished ritual. With no one else to talk to, I find myself in conversation with the stillness, the crunch of leaves beneath my feet, the sun rising over the horizon, the cool air against my skin. All these simple experiences remind me of the joy that exists in simply being. Through solitude, I've learned a profound truth. Happiness doesn't come from the approval or presence of others. It arises from inner harmony, a balance that solitude nurtures. In quiet moments, I find clarity. The constant noise of life, its demands, judgments, and distractions, fades away, revealing what truly matters. Solitude has taught me to love my own company. It has shown me that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. On the contrary, it's in these quiet moments that I feel most connected to life. Alone, I can hear the whisper of my heart, the wisdom of my experiences, and the calm of the present moment. Solitude is not something to fear, but something to cherish. It is not a sign of emptiness, but a doorway to fullness. In the stillness, I've discovered a happiness that isn't fleeting or dependent on others. It is a happiness that comes from within. And in that discovery, I've found a peace that feels as enduring as the roots of the Bodhi tree itself. May we all find the courage to embrace solitude, and in doing so, uncover the deep well of contentment and wisdom that lies within. The true meaning of success. In our striving years, many of us are taught to see success as a collection of trophies, material possessions, career milestones, or the approval of others. We chase these symbols of achievement tirelessly, believing that they will bring us happiness and fulfillment. Yet, as I've grown older, I've come to understand a profound truth that the Buddha teaches. True wealth lies not in accumulation, but in contentment. Contentment is a state of mind, not a measure of what we own or how much we've accomplished. It's the peace that comes from knowing you have enough, that you are enough just as you are. This realization didn't come easily. Like many, I spent years chasing goals, only to find that the joy they brought was fleeting. The shiny new possessions soon lost their luster, and the praise from others felt hollow in the quiet moments of self-reflection. The turning point came when I began to let go, not just of things, but of the need to prove myself to the world. Possessions, I realized, often weigh us down more than they lift us up. The larger the house, the more rooms to clean, the more possessions we gather, the more mental clutter we carry. Letting go of these things created space, not just in my home, but in my mind and heart. A minimalist lifestyle doesn't mean living without, it means living with intention. Every item I keep now has purpose or brings me joy. I no longer measure my worth by the size of my wardrobe, the car I drive, or the opinions of others. Instead, I find richness in simplicity. With this newfound space, I've discovered what truly matters: acts of kindness, a smile shared with a stranger, a helping hand extended without expectation, or a kind word offered during someone's difficult moment. These small gestures ripple outward, creating connection and warmth that no material possession can rival. Moments of mindfulness. The quiet beauty of watching the sunrise, feeling the breeze on my skin, or savoring a meal with full attention. In these moments, I experience a joy that is grounded in the present, not contingent on external achievements. The joy of being alive. Life, in its essence, is miraculous. The breath moving through my lungs, the beating of my heart, the chance to wake up each morning and experience another day. These are gifts far greater than any trophy. Success, I've come to realize, is deeply personal. For me, it's no longer about climbing higher, owning more, or seeking recognition. It's about living in alignment with my values, cultivating inner peace, and finding joy in the simple, profound moments of life. It's about contributing to the well-being of others, not because it adds to my resume, but because it adds to the fabric of shared humanity. The Buddha's teachings remind us that the things we cling to, possessions, achievements, or approval, are impermanent. They come and go, like waves on the shore. What endures is the sense of inner contentment we cultivate. When we let go of the need to accumulate, we free ourselves to truly live. If you've been chasing success defined by the world, I invite you to pause and reflect. What brings you true joy? What burdens can you release? Begin by letting go of what no longer serves you, and you may find, as I have, that the simpler life becomes, the richer it feels. In the end, success isn't about having more, it's about needing less. It's about appreciating the profound beauty of simply being alive, and in doing so, discovering the peace and fulfillment that have been within you all along. At 70, life feels like a meditation. Each breath, each step a reminder to live with intention. The Dharma teaches us that the journey is more important than the destination, and I now live by that truth. If this resonates with you, reflect on your own path. What burdens can you release? What joys can you embrace? Let us walk this journey together, guided by wisdom and compassion, savoring each fleeting moment like a lotus in bloom. Thank you for joining me on this path. If these reflections have brought clarity or peace, share your thoughts in the comments and let's continue this dialogue of growth and self-discovery. May you find joy, may you find peace, and may you find the courage to live authentically.